Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Basketball Report, the best and only basketball podcast in Africa. Today, we're continuing our series speaking about the upcoming season, previewing predictions of players and teams and stuff. And today, we're speaking about the Minnesota Timberwolves, so a team that's been fairly disappointing this last couple of seasons.
Yes. So, in Minnesota, it's shit. I don't know what's going on here, Rotary. This team has the players, but they don't do anything with the players. I don't know what's going on. Really, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Looking at the off-season moves, they really didn't make much moves. They got Patrick Beverly. Don't think it really helps the roster. I mean, defensively, yes, they do lack defense. But, I mean, looking at this team on paper, it's a good team. You got two All-Stars. Cat gives you 25. D'Lo gives you 25. Anthony Edwards can give you 20 this season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good players on the roster. I even like Michael Beasley as well, who's good. A lot of scoring. A lot of three-point shooting with D'Lo and Cat and with Jaden McDaniels. So this team has a lot of spacing and it's still a young team. But this is like every season this thing happens where, we're optimistic about the Minnesota Timberwolves. We still think they're in the equation and then they end up in the bottom three or they tank or they get another first pick. Somewhere along the way, you can't give this team first overall picks anymore. Dad, Wiggins, Cat, Edwards, even D'Lo is a second overall pick. This team has gotten all of the draft and lottery luck, and still they're not progressing forward.
No, I don't know. Like you said, they have a lot of shooting, scoring, but defense is a big problem here. There's actually, looking at the team, who's got good defense? I'm like Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, I think he's one of the most overrated defenders.
Yeah, but
I still think he's above average.
Yeah,
no. General defender.
General defender on perimeter defense.
Yeah, also perimeter defense. Yeah.
But like,
Cat's lazy.
Cat is lazy.
Cat's
doesn't
lazy
want to work. Edwards, I don't know how he is on defense.
He's alright. I mean, he's only had one season, so I think it's a bit hard.
Yeah,
to judge a guy.
But looking at the more experienced older guys, they, where's the defense? You can score a lot, but if you don't have defense, it's not going to help. Except if you're in the nets, because that's OP.
Yeah, it's just got it's too much.
Much.
These players aren't on a caliber, but I do think D'Lo still has some potential and a lot of potential, and I think he's a clutch player. But we've spoken about this earlier, and I'll say it again. This team needs a couple of 3-and-D players, guys who can defend on the wing and also shoot on the perimeter. Those are the type of guys that this roster need. I think the core of this roster should be done by now.
Yeah.
I don't think they can't be in a rebuild much longer. And it's been awkward. I mean, and we've said it, and I think we're going back to that, where this team needs a leader. They need a guy like Jimmy Butler. They made the playoffs when he was on the roster. And I think it's time for this place now to own up to that responsibility.
Yeah,
like Cat, stop complaining about the roster. Stop complaining about the cold weather in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He was unhappy, and the front office was, okay, look, we're going to get your friend, we're going to get D'Lo. And they did that. But I still think the front office is incompetent. And it's a front office issue that needs to be resolved. Even though the picks were good, some with this mismanagement, because this shit can't happen season after season where I'm like, okay.
The thing is, this team actually needs to be, they can compete in the playoffs.
They've got two All-Stars.
Yeah.
Who's 25? Under 25.
Yeah, but but the thing is, they should compete or be in the playoffs, let's just say like that. Maybe not go through the first round, but still, they have the potential to, be there.
Any team with two All-Stars and two first overall picks shouldn't be in the lottery. I'm sorry, that's just how it is.
Yeah, no.
This team has two All-Stars, which are not like they were All-Stars back in 1999. No, 2000. I think Cat was 2019 All-Star, and D'Lo was 2019 as well. I think Cat was 2018 as well. I think he's got two. Not 100% sure. He's been struggling with injuries, but that's not the point. But they do have two first overall picks and a second overall pick. Any team of the caliber that this team has shouldn't be 13th.
No.
That is just unacceptable. I know injuries is a problem, but still, the amount of talent, the amount of luck this team, and I will say this as well, the Cavs as well, lottery luck have been on these two franchises side. And there's other teams who's eating scraps that are getting better players.
Then
Like the Nuggets, for example,
yeah,
who picked up Jokic at 44, or like the Bucks, who picked up Giannis at what 13 or 15. You know, so they're getting the top picks, but they're not making anything of it.
yeah. So, final prediction.
Final prediction, and yeah, I think if the team can stay fit and if everyone is healthy, I do think a first round exit could be possible. But looking at the current situation, I'm gonna have to go back and say maybe play in games, but I think we're gonna just fall short of that as well.
Yeah,
If the roster stays like it does, and we expect a general growth from a player like Edwards. I mean, Edwards can make a massive jump, and all of a sudden,
playoffs easy.
easy, mate. Not easy, but
Yeah, okay,
I mean,
playing,
okay.
playing
Let's,
games
yeah,
easy.
let's say Cat and D'Lo stays fit, and they give you 25, and Edwards make a jump and gives you 21 or 22. Then surely you have to be on the playoff just on the amount of scoring and spacing and points per game you accumulate
Yeah,
in that 45 minutes.
yeah. No, I would say, you know, I think best scenario for these guys is playing games. But I'm just gonna say they're gonna stay exactly where they are or tank. But it's also possible, like you said, if they stay fit and Edwards, I would say definitely playing games. But yeah, I think that's about that. There's
Yeah,
not
I
not
think
much to
this
say.
is going to be the last season. I'm going to be fairly optimistic.
Optimistic. Yeah.
Because every season I've been saying, Timberwolves. But I think now, last season as well, I expected better. I expected better than 13th. And once again, they didn't even get their pick. It went to the Warriors, and I think it was like a 7th overall pick, which they could have had again. So, yeah, this team
Yeah.
needs to own up, this team needs to perform, and looking at it, I think fair to say between 14 and 11.
Yeah,
realistically.
yeah. But yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And as always,
Eat that jumper.